Hi, this is Tom Sheehy with the Sheehy Strategy Group in Sacramento, California. I'm a registered lobbyist here in Sacramento, and I'm working with Eve Mason of Dance Velocity Convention on the industry's response to AB5 and some of the problems and obstacles it's putting in the way of both dance studio owners as well as choreographers and teachers that work at dance studios. So the first thing I want to do is, in the simplest terms, what AB5 is. It's a new labor law that went into effect on January 1st of this year that makes it very, very difficult for studio owners to hire folks for short-term gigs as a contractor. It makes it equally hard for teachers and instructors and choreographers that want to do a 1 or 2 or 3 day job to do it as a 1099 worker. You end up having to be an employee. What our effort is here is not to take away benefits from anybody. We're not trying to address this issue by taking away employment benefits. What we want to do is we want to give choreographers and teachers as well as studios the option of hiring folks either as a W-2 or 1099 worker. And just because we create that opportunity doesn't mean that dance studio owners have to convert anybody from one model to another. But the reality is, if you're hiring independent contractors right now to work at your dance studios, you're probably not doing it lawfully, and you're subject to an EDD audit and fines that could cost tens of thousands of dollars or more, and your legal fees could be quite substantial in trying to protect yourself. So this is a big deal to dance studios. What I'm doing by working with Eve Mason and others with the Skilled Professional Instructors Association is to come up with an amendment to AB5 that will address your issues. I was on the call earlier today, and I know there were some technical problems because the lines were overwhelmed. There's so much interest in this. So this is why we're putting out this video now, to recap that call and to address some of the vital issues. First of all, AB5 is not going to be repealed. It doesn't matter what you're seeing on Facebook, Twitter, or anywhere else in social media, it's not going to be repealed. In fact, today, Kevin Kiley's bill, which is the repeal bill, only got 15 votes on the assembly floor, and it needed 41. And it didn't get a single Democrat vote. It didn't even get all the Republican votes. So this bill, AB5, is not going to be repealed. The other thing that you need to know is there's a fine artist exemption that went into AB5 when it was enacted into law. That exemption does not apply to your dance studios. There's a lot of people that say, well, fine artist is exempted, we don't have a problem. EDD will view the fine artist language in AB5 as producing a tangible piece of artwork like a painting or a sculptor. It is not going to be interpreted to represent dance studios. So don't fool yourself and don't make your business plan based upon something you think is going to be EDD's interpretation when it's not going to. The fine artist exemption can be amended. If we can get a critical mass together to amend AB5, we can amend that provision, but that provision as it stands is not going to be the answer to your problem. Also, some folks feel like they don't have an issue because they say there's a business-to-business exemption that's in AB5, and that's true. The problem is that there are so many restrictions that are in the current language in AB5 on how the business-to-business exemption works. It's not going to work for your dance studio, and if you're a choreographer, it's not going to work for you either. There are other folks who believe that if they change their business structure from sole proprietor to a corporation, or from a corporation to a limited liability company, or if they incorporate in another state, like incorporate in Nevada, that somehow these business structure responses to AB5 will allow them to avoid the problems it created. I'm here to tell you, sadly, it won't. Even if there's a business from the state of New York that comes into California to work at to provide instructional services at a dance studio, they have to follow California law. And AB5 doesn't make any exemption for based upon how your business is structured in a way that's going to solve your problem as a dance studio owner or as a choreographer. So, what can you do if the fine artist exemption is not going to work, if the business-to-business exemption is not going to work, if restructuring your business isn't going to work, what can you do? What you can do is join the Skilled Professional Instructors Association. There's an email that's going to be coming out after this video with a link where you can respond on the survey that was addressed earlier today in today's call. For those of you that couldn't get on because the line got overwhelmed, there's going to be a follow-up information coming out with this email link. And let us know at what level you'd like to participate. Because if we can raise some resources to hire a lobbying firm like mine, hire a labor lawyer like Jim Barbeau, the gentleman I've been working with, and do communications work, lobbying work, and legal work on this, then we can amend AB 5. I'm in a position, as are others, to work directly with the legislators in the state capitol and clarify some of the provisions in AB 5 that are unclear and create specific exemptions for your industry. But we really need your help in order to do that. So when you get the email, please click on the link and respond to it, and respond to it based upon your level of interest. I think I touched upon business structure. I want you also to know that includes business license. There is no special business license that'll get you out of this situation either. I think these are most of the issues that folks have been talking about on social media where they're telling each other, if you do this or if you do that, you'll be okay. Again, I'm here to tell you we need to change the law. And the time to organize is right now. We don't have time to wait. Legislation is moving through the state capitol right now. We need to get a lobbyist who can work directly with the legislative leadership to get the exemption that your industry wants. So I hope that you find this helpful. Please respond to the email link. Please join the Skilled Professional Instructors Association and contribute whatever amount of money you can so that we have resources to represent you here in Sacramento. Again, this is Tom Sheehy with the Sheehy Strategy Group. Thanks for listening to us.